Slacking, Rich. Slacking. 100%. How are you? We got huge problems. Huge problems. Moving cameras. I'm gonna try and sort this a little by the end of the day. Where are my cameras? Are the cameras working? Good evening, Michael. Good evening. Good evening. Let's see if we have some cameras working. Do we? We do. We do. All right. Go to that one. Okay, let's get some light on this thing. How is everybody? Hope you're all well. Okay, so we had the fiasco where we mowed all the components off the board around the fuel gauge and we put all that back. And now, currently, and this is our standing. So we went from, after the ultrasonic, the bath and the ultrasonic, we went to booting, working fine, no fast charge, only slow charge. Let's plug this in, and it's going to create a glare. After the only slow charging, we took and got it to where it wasn't booting, playing with the fuel gauge, got that back to booting, slow charging. Then I pulled M92, the M92 T36 chip off, and put a new one on, suspected new. So we get some charging, and then it tries to boot, and our voltage dips from 0.4 amps down to 0.08, and we get the dreaded 2101-0001 or 0001 error, which could point to a couple things, I believe. Yeah, it's the same switch. This is just like an end of the day thing that I keep working on. I have a little bit of time, so we're gonna try and sort it. Good evening, Philip. It's getting late for you, sir. And I think Michael as well. For us here on the East Coast, it is just getting cracking into our late afternoon. Right, so let's shut this thing off, or attempt to, I suppose. We got to hold our power button down for about 12 seconds. No matter how many times we reboot it, it's going to come back up to, it's not going to work. And that will point to a couple things. Either we got a potentially fake M92 chip, a bad M92 chip, or it could be not aligned properly. So we'll try a reflow on it quick. If that does nothing, then we're going to pop it back off and put the old one on and see what happens there. See if we get the old functionality back by putting the old M92 chip back on. So we got some stuff disconnected. Let's rip this back down and see what happens. Where are they? There they are. Tweezers. Really getting tired tearing this thing apart and testing, but you will have this when trying to figure out the exact source of your problems. At least I do. Any opinions out there? No, no, no? We have those. What else? All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, so there be our dreaded M92 chip. Is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. Let's try and turn this camera a little, straighten it up. So it's right there. It looks to be put on fairly straight, and the dot's in the right spot. So we can see our dot there, and that's the corner it goes in. So we have our dot, it goes in this orientation on this board. I'm going to say that's aligned. We can try and hit the outside with an iron quick. And see what happens there, and hopefully not mow any components off the board. So let's get this dried up. We'll hit it with hot air to clean, dry up the rest of that IPA. And do we even bother with a reflow? I think we could. Let's get after it. Hot air. You have to work at 3 a.m. so you can't stop long. Well, do get your rest. That is an important part of any day. Or evening, I guess I should say. Alright, let's throw some hot air on this thing. That could be slightly out of alignment. I mean, it doesn't look bad. What does look kind of sketchy is that possibly some of them pins aren't connected. So rather than hot air, let's get our iron after the edge of it with some, so throw some flux around it. Being that we just warmed it up, it should melt nice and easy. If not, we'll melt it some more. Now, here's the sketchy part. Does my iron fit in there without mowing that stuff off the board? Not now. That's too close to that. Too close for comfort. Alright, you win. You win. Sleep. Turn off. Grab the micro pencil. Just have to jump over my microscope to get to it. Let's take the iron off the dock. Leave our key in. switch it on, heat this up, clean it off, and get back under the scope. How many coils are in this cord? Damn. May have a bridge or two to undo. That's fine. Let's go around the edge of this, and then we'll worry about bridges later. I think maybe it was a symptom of not being fully connected. That would be a great day. We're going to need some more flux on that side. And lastly, let's hit this one, which we have absolutely no flux there. As far as I can tell, we got one bridge. Let's flip this back over and try and get rid of that. Gone. Looks good, we hope. Fernando, hello. Good evening, good day, whatever it may be. Alright, dock that micro pencil. Let's clean this up and see if we got any results. Possibly, when I looked at it, there was a pin or two that wasn't actually connected. So that would be great if that's what it turned out to be. And get a little brush action happening. I'm going to say that all the pins are connected now. There were some that were real light with solder that possibly weren't connected before. Just going back to check for any bridges. I don't see any. We definitely have some solder connected to all those pins. Let's rebuild it, Frankenbuild, and see if that got us any results. Give this another quick clean. We're going to clean up the mat as well. We're spreading quite the amount of thermal paste and everything else around. Flux. Keep that out of there. CG, hello. Good evening, sir. Travis. So the story goes, I didn't stream what I did end of day yesterday, and this is just an end of the day project thing for somebody. I pulled after the fiasco with the fuel gauge and mown components off the board and thought I lost the capacitor, and I didn't. Got it put back. All that went well and good. I pulled M92 off and put one on, and we ended up with the charging would start at 15 volts, 0.46 amps, and it would prompt the switch light to boot. As soon as it did, it dropped to 0.08 amps and would boot to the 2101-0001 error. So no good. Let's see if actually connecting all the pins on M92 made a difference, or if we just have a bad chip, potentially a fake chip, who knows. That's where we're at right now, is rebuilding. Notifications coming in hot. The downfall of civilization. Your next notification. What kind of funny business is this? There we go. That's better. Let's get this shit out of the way. Very quick Franken build. We do want whatever that is working. What is that? Thumbstick, analog stick. I'm going to say no way that just went in with no issues. My least favorite ribbon cable on this thing is this one. Just for the sheer amounts of joy that you have when putting it in. New printer or printers? Well, the one was complete shit. The guy listed it as new, and basically, you know, scammer, selling garbage, and that got sent back. I actually got my $121 refunded. 121 freedom bucks came back to me, and I ended up getting a completely different brand printer that I've never had, and it seems to be working awesome. Oh, the joy from this one. There we go. So let's hope this, at the very least, puts us back at booting to a slow charge. That would be very nice if that was the case, and then we can continue looking further. But yeah, that's the sum up on the printer. I got scammed, then I got scammed on a part for mine, my actual printer that died. Tried to get a part to fix it, listed as brand new, and that was just complete scam too. And that got refunded. So after getting scammed twice in a row online from different online auction slash sites where people sell, I walked into a store and bought a printer that was new in the box. We'll plug that in a moment. Let's go. battle this thing out a little more. Do not want to lose that. That's the original that came off. See if the new one makes a change now that all the pins are connected. And the last two pieces of this mystery ribbon cable. And a battery connector. Alright, let's find out. Booting or still error? Bad chip? Bad solder job? What will it be? 0.4, we're charging. And 0.65, and it's booting up. Is it going to jump too fast charging, or are we still stuck with slow charging? So the new M92 T36 chip, I was just missing a few pins. They weren't quite connected, resoldering that. But sadly, I think we're still stuck at slow charging. Everybody can see that, right? We're at 0.65. I think no matter how long we sit here, it's just not going to jump up to anything higher than that. So, knowing the very little that I know about these, I think I need to look further, possibly at, would BQ have anything to do with fast charging? Or is that going to be elsewhere? Also, what is the fast charge rate on a switch light? I don't know that. Let's look it up. Yeah, I don't have time to watch your video, sorry. And where are we at? We're still at that same slow rate. Anything over 0.50 is almost fast charging, but shouldn't it jump up to 1 point something? Because we're at 0.65. So are we saying this is charging normal at 14.97 volts and 0.65 amps, 6.4. Yeah, booting again is good. That's a relief. I didn't cook nothing or float anything that shouldn't have. And that's why I run low heat, so I can be there a little longer and hopefully not kill and murder stuff on the other side of the board. Oh. See, I don't think that's fast charging. Shouldn't that jump up to 1 point something at some point? Test it with a 5 volt charger? What are you saying to me? Like a 5 volt, a non-switch charger? Oh Christ, how are we going to do this? You got me working for this one, man. How do, what is that? C? going to need another cable to do this. Ah, no we don't. Right there. You said 5-volt charger. See what happens. How about a 10-watt iPad charger from a 2015 iPad Pro 9-inch? What is that? 5.1 volts, 2.1 amps. Let's see. Could the battery be the problem? I suppose it could be. So 4.7 volts, 1.84 amps. So we're charging at a higher amp rate with a 5-volt charger, but a much lower voltage. So 4.72 volts, 1.83 amps versus your stock. What is your stock switch charger? 15 volts, 2.6 amps, and 5 volts, 1.5 amps. That's what it should be able to output, but it wasn't switching. So it's fast charging, perfect. Alright, so we still need to look at some stuff on that. However, I want to make sure there's no corrosion this side. Repaste it, get everything back together. I did take the liberty of testing a game the other day. So we know the game card reader is working. Played a game for like a half hour. So we're good on that note. What did I do? Ah, took it back to the game. Okay, perfect. X, close, yes, close. And we get the little snap click when we put that in, so that's good, I suppose. Perfect. Alright, so make sure the device tells the charger how much to charge and with how much. Possibly it could be, yeah. So I could throw the old one back on. Because, as I said, the old one did the same exact thing. I just never checked it. We know we have one working, or one working now. We're going to leave it as is. We have the old one that acted quite the same way. I do have some other news. I don't have time to get into it today, though, because I have to go to the day job at night. But we remember this thing, right? Everybody remembers this from the stream that might have been here and watched it a few weeks back when we peeled off a screen protector thinking it was a digitizer, right? It came off a little too easy. I'm like, oh, wow, dummy, yeah. Well, this is my 5-year-old Switch Lite, and his younger brother, the 3-year-old, dunked this in the sink with running water last night while I was at work, and my poor wife had to tear it apart following instructions from me by text message. So she did pretty good getting it all the way apart and getting the battery unplugged. That's what I said, tear it apart, get the battery unplugged, and we'll have a look at it. So this blasted thing is back in here again, but I don't have time for it today. 5 volt 1.8 amps. Okay, so that's well and good. We know everything this side was looking good on the board. We essentially just have to deal with this mess. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Come on, man. That's not what we wanted. Alright, Alright, this is not working favorably for me. That's what we wanted. Good night, Philip. Get some rest, sir. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, what a fucking mess. What a mess. What a mess. Don't believe any water got to this side of things. It was mainly this side, but we should check it just to be sure. So I'll take and see if I can do that real quick while I have a few minutes left. I like using tweezers to do that. If there's a chance you're going to cut through the insulation and connect them, that could be a bad day. All right, get that out of the way. Let's yeah, tear this side apart and just verify that it's all clean from corrosion. We can give it a quick scrub if we need to, and then work on throwing this whole thing back together. Yeah, unplug the battery. Good to go. I'm flipping the wrong side. Is it the wrong side? No. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have what appears to be a working switch light, according to different chargers. Four? This board looks fairly clean, and this is probably senseless. No need to do, but at least we'll take a look. And verify there's nothing over here hiding that's going to present a problem for the owner of this later on. Not a bit of dampness in that side left over. Of course, it could have dried up. Not a bit of corrosion. We'll get a closer look at it all. I'm going to say this board, yeah, it's good. Good all the way around. Or is there a little bit there? Okay, so we can scrub that up, whatever that muck is. Possibly that. Alright, fair enough. Worth looking. We found something. Let's clean it and put it all back together. Where did I set the IPA now? There it is. Doing on this Friday? Are you asking me that? I'm going to work here in the next 15 minutes or so. I'm gonna go do the day job at night. I don't know what anybody else is doing, hopefully not working. Good enough. Let's fight the good fight and put this thing back together. That was interesting. All right. So we do have a cut. Looks like every side's cut off. I'm going to say it truly doesn't matter which way this goes. Let's put the few screws back in we pulled out. Feels good, so let's go. Wait, this is gold. Gold is going to go here. I don't know that I like the color coding of the screws, but then again, it kind of makes sense in these devices, and especially like the PS4, the different thread types. But still, anything's a nuisance to keep track of, I believe. Alright, did I put that in too quickly? Put that there, that goes over. That will plug in, and the screw goes there. Doesn't matter, it's a gold one. Here we go, the fight of a lifetime with these. My least favorite things. Little tiny metal springs. And then this nightmare. It doesn't look very dirty. We'll take. We already cleaned that. We're not going overboard on it. We're putting it back together. And this is going to be a battle, of course. Let's get this ribbon out of the way. Alright, so that's setting nice and flat right here. That little rubber cup thing that depresses to connect the button with the carbon pad or whatever is setting in there nicely where it should be. We're taking advantage of that and not double checking. It's just going together. Okay, so this is supposed to be near impossible. Nah, it was just me. Okay, just checking. Time is it? 4:40. A few more minutes and I gotta dip out here to go to work. I have to run home and grab the monkey suit to put on. You know what, while we're here, we're going to take a cotton swab with some IPA and rub off that end of that ribbon cable that did have that little bit under it, just to give it a clean. Alright, unbelievable, it worked. There we go. Well, what do we need to do? We have a ton, a metric ton of screws to go in this side. So let's pull off. First, let's start cleaning some junk while we're here. Smear up this crap, or pick up this smeared thermal mud. That's what I'm calling it. This red stuff is obscenely thick. We may recycle it, may not, we'll see. Might throw some MX5 on it. Let's go ahead and pull that off and get all the screws into our fan, because we're hiding one of the screw holes now, having this thing bolted down. Bolted down, screwed down. Take out the power button board for the next time, then it's a bit easier to put in the two screws for the bumper. I'll take the whole board out. This one? Or the other side? Oh, not only that, we have some shields to snap back on. Yo, give me the fan. Got a magnet on this thing. I forgot we had shields popped off of this absolute nightmare console. Okay, so we need to pop this one back up. Am I mistaken, or is there paste? There's paste that goes between this and... Yeah, we might not be putting this back together today. Not totally. I forgot about the shields. Alright, grab the plastic. We're going to attempt to rip this back off of here. Probably not quickly. I think I slid it this way the first time. Okay, so that's one. I just don't remember what I did to get those off the first trip through. Especially not now, trying to hurry doing it. I thought we just went under here. Yeah, we did. Just went under and lifted. Like so. Press it that way. Yes. Alright, let's clean this up. We're going to throw some new thermal paste there. Snap all these shields on and let's see what we can get done before I race out of here. Alright, you're done. Get out of there. And that's literally just a copper sticker. Copper, like, sticker that's on there. There we go. Thermal paste gone. Let's throw some more on. This side, this side. Alright, small dab of MX5. Very small. We don't need a whole lot to smash out under that copper. And we're making a mess out of it. Disconnect. Go a little more. Actually, I think that's good, but alright, let's clean the top. nice little copper tape. That shield is on. Let's throw the other two on. We can almost tell which way it went looking at the rust. Just literally brushing this out with IPA on a swab. And that went, well, that's near impossible. Is it that one? Yes, that one. We have one more. Let's see what condition it's in. Underneath, not bad. Slight bit of rust. Give it a wipe. And what direction was it on there? We don't have a clue. Yeah, we do. The rust lines up. Okay. Shield is not perfect by any means, but it's on there. Alright, what next? We have screws. I don't even know what screws go where right now. I'm so confused with everything. Let the shield on. A little ribbon cable. No, at the top. You can take out the power button board for next time. No, at the top. Ah, okay. Rereading, seeing it now. This. Yeah, I didn't think of that one. Alright, as we know, screw in the shield goes here. We have stuff that needs to go in there. I doubt I'm going to get that in here. In any type of have it working next minute makes sense. We'll waste our time on for the rest of the day on some buttons. It's actually 4:50, so we're running out of here directly, guys. And I drop it. So can we find it before I have to leave? Probably not. We'll have to hunt this one down later. Absolutely hate dropping stuff on the floor. It always vanishes. Nope, got it. Alright, good. We got lucky. Super lucky on that one. Alright, ready for the full-on nightmare that this is going to be. It would just be great if it just went together. One shot and didn't wiggle and fall out like that. Actually, I got it. Nice. Okay, 2 gold screws. If it keeps moving, it's going to be shot. Works. Set that down before I drop a screw. Alright, silver screw, right? Has to be. Almost has to be. Silver screw, and the battery are gold. I can't remember. silver, or gold. Gold, gold, gold. Don't talk crazy, it's just a gold screw. I believe, yes. Alright, people, I'm going to get out of here for the day. I got to go to work. So, I will catch y'all later. Probably Sunday for the podcast if you tune into that. I hope you have a warm and safe and happy weekend, man. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully it's good weather for everybody. But I gotta run. Gotta get out of here. This is going to be the last screw for this job for the day. At least it's working. Can be happy about that. Don't think I need to finish it up on stream or anything. So, have a good weekend. I will see everybody. Tune in for the podcast Sunday, 3 p.m. Antisocial Experience. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube. Me and Jimmy talk about nothing. So, see you people. Have a good one.